So you want to sell your property, but which agent do you pick to get the best price? So normally this channel's about buying property and investing in property, but the reality is I get comments all the time about properties that maybe people shouldn't have bought. And also, of course, there's people just like you, vendors that want to sell their property and achieve the best price. So I'm going to give you some quick tips and then a secret strategy on how you can maximize it and get loads of people competing to buy your property. Tip number one, price is what you pay, value is what you get. A lot of people try to really negotiate on sales fees and it becomes a bit of a bidding war of who will sell your property for the cheapest, but it is a false economy. Say you get 3 agents out to your house and you end up going, right, this one said they'll charge me 1% all in, or dare I say the dreaded Purplebricks. And by the way, I'm going to say it, Purplebricks are shit at selling your property. They are #1 in the UK for marketing to get your listing and 0 out of 10 are actually selling it. And no doubt I'll get some crap in the comments for that, but genuinely pretty much always terrible service. Not all the time. There are some great agents for them, but pretty much all the time rubbish. But why? Because of their model. They don't get a commission for selling your property. Most of the model is about selling the house for free. It's like Strike, sell your house for £1. And it's like, yes, because they make money by getting referral fees from people using their solicitors and brokers. And so they get loads and loads and loads of viewings and get every single one to use their broker and their solicitor. And the longer it goes on for, the more money they make. They don't actually care about selling your property. Sorry to burst that bubble. So when you pay cheap, you pay twice. You're either getting a very poor agent or you've got a great estate agent, but they've decided to list your property, but they're not financially motivated. Let's say you're a salesperson, which estate agents are, and you've got 5 properties that are going to pay you 1.5%, and there's 1 property that's going to pay you 1%. Which are you going to be financially motivated to sell? Almost definitely the ones over here. So focus on the value, not the price you're paying. Tip number 2 is the size of the agent. So I actually really do like the big corporates at this stage because they're more professional in how they do their marketing. That being said, a majority of the time when you're selling your property, you're going to get a professional photographer, which a lot of the agents use the same one. You're going to get a floor plan, which a floor plan is an incredibly simple thing to achieve. You'll get some basic marketing packs. They will have a sales strategy. What's more important than the person that you choose as such, agent to agent, ask what their sales strategy is. When you're selling the property, what are your USPs? What are your unique selling points? How do you approach it? Because 90% of estate agents, their approach is, I'm going to get some photos, I'm going to list it online, and I'm going to call some old leads on the list, which they won't. And it's like, what is their strategy? So if somebody says to me, listen, we actually have a 6-week marketing strategy. So first of all, what we do is we run some Facebook ads, only a small budget to get it going, but showing interest in the area. We're going to do some aerial shots of the house. We're going to do a 360 tour of the property, and we're going to market that to attract leads in. We then have an outbound strategy for 2 weeks following that of every single lead telling them they can't view it yet, but the viewings are going to take place in 2 weeks and it's going to be this big open viewing. What we then do different to estate agents is we pre-qualify our buyers. So what that means is you're not going to get any Tom, Dick and Harry coming in. We're going to pre-qualify them to make sure they've got proof of funds, got a solicitor ready to rock and roll, understand their situation and tell them that there's no point viewing this unless they're going to be at a certain price. What we then do is an open day viewing on Saturday. So you're going to go out, we're going to stay there all day, we're going to make sure it's heated to the perfect temperature, make sure the lights are on, make sure it's a really inviting experience, and then we're going to get people come in every 20 minutes so we've got that scarcity going out so they can see a lot of other people are really interested, give them brochures, talk to them, find out something personal about them, which builds up a relationship, and then we're going to do closed bids by close of play Wednesday to get the best price possible. Now again, that's me thinking on the head, but somebody that can say that and it's like, whoa, they are amazing, they're going to be great. This might not be with the corporates, but they've got the marketing power but also you might want an entrepreneurial estate agent that's trying to think about the things that we can do differently to make sure you're getting the best price. The next thing is thinking about, should it be one estate agent or two? Well, the thing is, you can look at the stats, and that's kind of an additional tip. Ask to see their metrics. So they will use a platform called Rightmove. I'm sure every single one of you have used it before or looked at it, but they will use Rightmove, and Rightmove keeps stats of every agent in the area. And you don't want to know how many listings they've got. You want to know the average time that they put it on, how many prices did they reduce, how quickly did they sell it for, and did they complete on their properties? Did they get high quality buyers? Now, the next question is, do you use one or multiple? A lot of people don't know this, but you don't need to sell it through one agent. You can have a multi-agent agreement. Now, there are pros and cons of this. I'll let you decide. The pros are more exposure. If they're listed, if you've got these two separate agents listing their properties, hopefully in very different ways, then they've got competition with each other. Okay, and then what they'll do is they'll send it out to their database. More eyes on your property means more people viewing, means more people offering, means a higher offer, or at least increased odds of selling your property. The other thing is that it gives you flexibility. In order to have a multi-agent agreement, it means that you're not locked in on a sole agency agreement. And most of the time, sole agency agreements means that you've got a certain contracted time with that one estate agent. And even if you sell your property elsewhere, unless they agree to remove it from Rightmove and void your contract, you will have to pay them fees. I know, even if they don't sell the property, which is crazy in my opinion. So there are a lot of pros with getting that mass exposure. But what are the downsides? The big one you need to think about is their motivation. So you have to think, like, put yourself in the other person's shoes. So let's say, again, I'm a salesperson, I want to sell your property. Let's say I've got 10 properties to sell right now, and you've negotiated fees, because by having two agents, you're competing on prices and things like that. On top of that, though, you're now telling me that there's a 50-50 chance that somebody else, or maybe worse odds, that somebody else might sell this property. Now, you'd think logically, you'd go, well, it's good because they know that somebody else could get it, so they're going to be in a race to get this deal, right? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Most of the time, our psychology works on basically going, do you know what? Somebody else will end up selling this. There's no point putting in as much effort. We're not going to put the marketing budget in because the risk is there. And the way that people will work this out as a business is, let's say their average fee is £3,000, but if two agents are there, they'll say, look, it's 50-50 odds. And so really we can only factor in that this could be a £1,500 fee. Now, I know it's not really that, it's going to be 0 or 3 grand, but as the law of averages go out, if they've got 10 of them, they're going to close 5 of them and make 3 grand a piece, so 1,500 over the 10. And so you do need to think about people's psychology here. There are some more downsides of this. So number one is the complexity of communication. So when you've got two different agencies selling your property, you've got two sets of communications coming in. You've got the potential of, oh, they've booked in a viewing for Thursday, and then they call you going, hey, can I book in a viewing for Thursday? And you go, oh no, that time's already gone. Oh, why is that? Oh, because the other agent. And it's like, you can see the sort of crossovers that end up coming in and increasing the complexity. Then of course there's the complexity of like arguments just forming. What if somebody has somebody view the property and then you call them and go, oh, we've had an offer that we've accepted through the other agent. And they go, no, don't do that. We've got this person coming back tomorrow with a higher offer. And it's like, then you've got that whole back and forth. And it's just, it adds complexity. My opinion is that actually it's a really good idea to do your research, have in your head that price is what you pay, value is what you get. I would personally go with a smaller, more entrepreneurial agency, and a way to find that is by saying, what's your sales strategy and how's that going to be different? And if they can't answer it, then they don't know it. And if they don't know it, I don't want them making something up as they go along. And so for me, I would prefer to have a sole agency agreement. However, I would negotiate the term on it, saying that they've got 30 days to give it their best effort. And if after 30 days they haven't got a serious offer on the table, then you're going to look at other options. And you have that right as a consumer to negotiate those terms. I'd recommend really pushing onto their USPs, their unique selling points. What I don't want is what 90% of agents do, which is they'll get pro photos done, they'll get a floor plan, they'll get your EPC, they'll list it on Rightmove and then wait. I want somebody that has a proactive method. And I don't want people to go, we're really proactive, and then go, oh, cool, what's proactive? Oh, we've got buyers just right. Dave just bought the one down the road. I'll call him up straight away. I'll call these people that are interested. Yeah, what are you doing outside of that? What are you doing that's different from me just listing my property on Rightmove and taking some phone calls? So I really want to know, what are the proactive methods? What are the unique selling points? What do they do that's different from everyone else? I want to pick somebody that I buy into, because if you buy into them, other people will as well. And then I want to pay them well. And I know in property as an investor, we're always trying to get a great deal, but actually a great deal doesn't mean the cheapest deal. Pay people well and pay people how you want them to perform. Pay in peanuts, you'll get monkeys. Okay? Pay well, you'll get the elite. Really, that wraps up the video. I know it's a bit different to what I normally do, but I decided actually there's a lot of people that need help in selling their property, and a lot of you that are investors on here. Maybe you bought property in the wrong area. Either way, if you are an investor and you want to be utilizing information where you're not needing to sell your property, you want to really build up a successful business in property, a successful portfolio, then we can show you how to do that. And if you're serious about making that happen, comment education in the comments below, and we'll have a one-to-one call and see if we can help you build that successful property business. If you did get value from this, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And if you've got 2 seconds, just tap that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.